So, hi guys, welcome back to the Guild Chat. It's episode 12, and today we have Guild Officer Snake in the chat with us. Say hello.
Hey guys.
So first of all, we've got our quiz, and then we've got lots of stuff to talk about because CG has been absolutely hammering the updates. It feels like every week they've just put something out recently. Could be because it's May the 4th, or it could be that they've actually hired staff and not just running on a skeleton crew. Who knows? Okay, so quiz time. Are you ready, Snake?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, so question 1. Who is the sexiest character in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes?
Oh God. Bo-Katan, why not?
Okay. Question 2. Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Scarby Donatello.
I feel that's the wrong answer, but okay. All the others are way cooler. If you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
Purple.
Everyone says purple. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
God, no.
Let's go.
No. You've got to have pineapple on the pizza. It's great.
Please no.
What is bear, Ewoks or Jawas?
Jawas.
What do you call your TV remote?
A remote.
What is the most ridiculous fact that you know?
That your foot is the same size as your forearm.
Okay, that is pretty ridiculous. And I can imagine that half the cast is now actually trying to measure their foot.
No.
No.
Just me then.
Okay, bonus question. What is the capital of Norway?
No idea.
No. Okay, the capital of Norway is Oslo. Oh well, there we go. That was our amazingly entertaining quiz. So on to the real content of the show. I guess we want to talk about the early game experience update, as they've been calling it. So we've got a complete new roster of characters. We've got new artwork for all of those characters. They've changed the drop points for those characters. So they're all on early drop nodes, which is really good. Loads of stuff's happened. So I guess we'll start at the top. So how do you guys feel about the replacement characters?
I'm a big fan.
They're so much more useful.
I mean, yeah.
So if you were starting as a new player, you think they're a much better choice?
Well,
100%.
yes. You're getting Jedi Knight Anakin instead of Clone Wars Chewbacca.
Yeah, well,
Dark Trooper and Gideon instead of Talia and Royal Guard.
Yeah. That is an incredible upgrade.
in some ways it feels a little weird though, because like some of these characters, because they're no longer starter characters, you'll never use them or farm them now. Like, why would you ever go after Ewok Scout?
I mean, Ewok Scout and Talia, yeah. There are other characters you need for things like CLS and stuff. And then you've got what's-his-face Clone Sergeant for a Negotiator fleet.
Yeah, Clone
So they still have their
Sergeant's still
uses.
good.
It's just you aren't being given them immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I first started in this game, I kind of didn't really notice. You know what I mean? It's like I started it and they're like, here you go, have Clone Wars Chewbacca and Clone Sergeant. And I was kind of like, wow, this is a real random selection of the dog end of the galaxy. You know, like you start a Star Wars game and you expect to, like, you know, get given something that you would recognize. And I kind of feel that this update is quite good for that. Although it also makes me think that maybe they should have done things like gone, oh, actually, you get Padawan Anakin or something. So, you know, you feel like you've got that progression thing with the character. I don't know.
I mean, that does then work with all the adverts you get on Instagram with, like, level 10 Rey, it's Scavenger, and then you upgrade it and it becomes Jedi Training and then Galactic Legend.
Okay,
which isn't true.
I can't say I've ever seen any adverts for this game.
I get loads of them on Instagram.
Oh, the Instagram adverts are horrendous.
Okay, I'm not on Instagram, so I'll bear that in mind.
The one I've seen is of the Jedi Knight Revan event, and like
Yes.
it shows him getting smashed by the big beast thing, and then going and upgrading Jedi Knight Revan, even though that's not how that event works. It feels like it was made by entirely different people.
Yeah.
But when has any mobile game advert ever actually been like the mobile game?
Raid Shadow
Half of
Legends.
Oh god, not Raid Shadow
Half
Legends.
of them now, like they either show ridiculously high graphics that they never have, or they just include stuff like booty jiggles and stuff like that just to get clicks. So it's like,
Don't you find it
like you have to kind of temper your expectations. Like,
Yeah, it's so ridiculous though. Like when I think about like mobile game adverts in this game, because a lot of them appear on the sort of various YouTube channels, and you've got channels that are dedicated to Galaxy of Heroes, but there's no Galaxy of Heroes adverts. It's just Raid Shadow Legends or
Well, yeah, you don't
Panda
advertise-
Champions or
Why would Galaxy of Heroes advertise their own game on an episode that's about to talk about Galaxy of Heroes?
I don't know. They could be like, oh, Arnold endorses this pack, only $9.99. You know, it doesn't have to be just.
see, it's really weird because I do get Galaxy of Heroes adverts, but on YouTube, but only if I watch like the smaller content creators.
Alright.
Like if I watch an Arnold video, then I never get one. I wouldn't ever watch a Cubs video, so I haven't really tried.
No, I can't watch Cubs.
And yeah, but anything like smaller, like Ian or Gridden, they always pop up. It's
Okay.
weird.
No, it's kind of interesting to see that we've all got a bit of a different advert experience. I feel my experience is better because I don't get any. Next little change is Talia is now unlocked at 2 stars and Lando is now unlocked at 3 stars. Yeah, it's probably it's a benefit. There's no downside there, but it's a surprising change.
I don't think it affects anyone in the game.
Well,
No,
I don't know. I
not
think
at all.
if you've just started and you want to farm for Lando and he's only on Cantina, it makes him a cheaper character to unlock. You need 50 shards instead of 80.
Sure, yeah.
I suppose that helps early on because you don't have the crystals to burn. Next,
Still don't.
no, well you don't. Next bit, they updated all of the artwork for the starter characters or characters that have become starter characters that were previously had old artwork. On the whole, I think it's an improvement, but there are a few reservations. Oh no, come on, really? Have you like you compare the old Anakin to the new Anakin, and you're like, yeah,
Have you seen the new Jedi Knight Anakin in battle?
it's only
They're all so much better old. I'm sorry.
really the only thing I found that I thought was worse was the portraits. They're like way too zoomed in because they want to show you the detail of like Rey's forehead for some reason.
No, it's
Nah,
That's
weird.
a
Anakin
vibe
look-
head.
Anakin looks like he's been spending too much time in sand because he's put on a few. Like he looks seriously depressed. Like he's really bottom heavy. Like in the battles now, it just looks really odd. It either looks like that, or he's got lower back pain. Either two, because his posture just isn't right. Like, and it does annoy me.
I'll have to pay attention to that because I've not had a chance to sort of run through all my squads since this update happened. I'll have to have a look, see if he's got chronic back pain.
I think they just try too hard to make
Looks
him
like it
realistic.
anyway.
Yeah, in a way.
As a game designer, I have to say, polygons. I love them. Many polygons. More detail is good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Anakin looks way better. I mean, the fact that he looks like the actor is a good thing. They've actually done quite well with him. But you know, I mean, you just look at his outfit, and it's like, really, it's such an improvement. So some of them are better than others. The only other thing that stood out to me is like they did Farm Boy Luke, and he's obviously got the head from Jedi Knight
Bieber.
Luke. Yeah, probably Bieber. But so he looks, but he does look a lot better. But now I go, oh, so I get Farm Boy Luke and I upgrade into CLS, and it's like a downgrade in artwork. And it's the same with JTR.
Farm Boy Luke looks like he could be in the lead singer of a boy band.
He's probably from the Beatles or he's stoned or something.
Don't you dare disrespect
He's-
the Beatles like that.
I love how Raids 2 options are he's either from the Beatles or just stoned.
Yeah, you know,
There's
I mean,
no in between.
no, there can't be.
Why not
I'm a
both?
man of extremes. It's just the way it is. It's black or white with me. So overall, yeah, I think it's pretty good. Kylo's a little funny because they took the head off Supreme Leader, and that doesn't really look like Adam Driver.
No, it looks like a sociopath.
Archangel's just posted Jedi or Scavenger Ray's new portrait, and I can see what you all are talking about now.
Yeah, the portraits are really bad. They're too zoomed in. It feels like whoever
That
did the
is the
portrait.
worst angle
Yeah,
I have
it is.
ever seen.
It's like whoever did the portrait didn't do it with all of the like level up bars and zetas and shit on it either. Because when you've got like a full Gear 13 character with all the zetas and stuff on it, it's like almost like you've just got bits of head sticking out.
Yeah.
They need to redo those. Just pull it back a bit and take a new picture. But the actual artwork, I think is great. I think it's good that they've done that. I'd be interested to see if they go back and do other characters. Again, I'd really like them to do JTR and CLS because they just look out of place now.
Can we talk about old Ben looking like Rolf Harris?
I do think he looks like Alec McGuinness as well, the actor. I think he does look like him. I'm not sure if it's the ears though.
From what I saw,
Something's
it
definitely off
was
about it.
it's his hair. It's too white, and there's too much of it.
He's not going bold enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's too thick almost. His hair looks like cream, and that's not how Alec Guinness's hair looks like.
The sad thing is, I understand what you're talking about.
yeah. How do you feel about him compared to the old? The old Ben model, because the old one wasn't actually that bad.
No, I liked the old Ben model.
The old Ben
I do
model.
not. The face looks amazing on this, but the hair just isn't.
Yeah, and I just keep looking at him and think he's going to take off with those massive ears they've given him. Or like he'll turn around and pick up signals from the Death Star or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm not disappointed with it, but the previous one was an actually alright model. It wasn't that bad. Any of those other ones you guys want to mention?
The new Ray portrait looks like someone's tried to do like a bootleg version of the original Tomb Raider.
It's got a fisheye effect centered on her forehead.
Yeah, I thought it was more like she's trying to look as if there's dirt on the lens of the camera. She's that close to it.
You know when like you've had an argument with your missus and like you agree to let it go, and then you walk away, and then like you say something under your breath. That's the look. Like, that's exactly what happens when she hears it. Like it's
That
not.
sounds so specific.
It is. Like look at it in the chat and tell me that's not what it looks like. That is the what did you just say? Look.
I have to agree.
Me and Unicorn can't relate, but
So Ray is now angry wife pose.
Yeah, or like Taiwanese knockoff Tomb Raider that you find at a garage sale somewhere.
Yeah. So the other thing about
forehead
these
is flat.
it's pretty bad. Should we just move on a little bit from the artwork, or we're going to be here for like another 20 minutes? So Moff Gideon and Dark Trooper as starter characters.
Hell yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm quite keen to see what happens with that, whether some of the creators or whoever starts suggesting different starting routes for players, because it was originally Phoenix and then now it was Geos, and now it's like, well, the starting lineup's so different that you could go a completely different route. I think Imperial Troopers is definitely an option with those two characters in the start.
It's starting to look that way.
I've been on mute. I've been saying
There's a huge
Troopers the
upside
entire
to
time.
Is there anything else you'd want us to go back to?
I mean, not really, but yeah, you got those two starting. Range Troopers on like level 2 or something of Dark, so he's really easy to access. Guild, you got Stark and Veers. Veers is on an early hard node as well. It's just Piet that's semi-difficult to get to.
I think the only thing I'll say about these guys is they've put them on really low nodes, which is brilliant, and they're available right now, which is brilliant. But they're still only one
Not
shard.
doubled.
They're not doubled. Everything else is doubled. And it's like, I can understand why you've done that, because you said we don't want to double stuff until a year, but you've made them starter characters. You need to double them. You know, it's like if a new player comes in and he goes, so I can... I mean, you can't... Kylo Ren and Mast's on quite a high fleet node. I think he's on about 4, 5, or 6 or something. He's like quite in the middle.
He's really early.
Yeah,
he's got one of the best nodes in the game.
Yeah, he does, but it's like it's not like...
No, he's hard node as well.
Yeah, but you don't get his ship. You know,
Kylo's on Canteen 3.
Yeah, it feels like when you look at that list now, that the dark side stuff is not as good just because it's that much harder to farm it efficiently, because you're not going to get Kylo's ship if you farm him off the hard node, and you're only going to get one of each of Moth and Dark Trooper.
Did you see the old dark side characters?
Yes.
Trooper and Royal Guard.
You don't need
Talia.
to. Yeah, but the thing is, you don't need to farm them, because every time you like chuck a Bronzian coin thing in, it goes, here you go, have 10 Snowtrooper. You don't need to farm them.
I'd take a 1-star Dark Trooper open for 7-star all of those any day.
Probably.
Same with Moff Gideon.
Probably, yeah. But
Moff Gideon being instantly available is going to make Squad Arena a lot more interesting early game.
Oh no, it will do.
Aside from the top 10 who have Hyperdrive bundle.
Yeah, but I guess my point is the fact that in the previous set, you didn't have to farm like some of those characters because you just got more shards from Bronzians. Whereas with these characters, none of these are going to drop in the Bronzians. You might get lucky and get Ahsoka. But I don't think the others drop from that. So it's going to make it slightly harder to go with the dark side. You know, you're still going to be in that position where you're going to have to just grind those characters out. So I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't accelerate them, but, you know, it is what it is. I think a lot of people... I think
it's still a massive improvement.
It so is a massive improvement. But I think what you'll probably find is that a lot of people just build Jedi squads to start with, because you've got 3 Jedi there.
As if that's the problem... what they do already.
No, they build Geos.
No, a lot of people build Jedi.
People fight Bastilla lead Jedi once and then start to build towards it.
Well, that's even more viable now.
Natural order of things.
Because you've got 3 characters, 3 great Jedi there. They'll fit straight in that.
Bastilla shone through Jedi Knight Revan, then Jedi Knight Revan to Driven, and then Malak was always the way that people tend to go.
Yeah.
With Hyperdrive bundles especially.
I think this could push people back to that over things like Geos, just because it's a really accessible Jedi squad. Especially when you start with 3 of those characters, you're not feeling like you're having to waste resources getting your Clone Wars Chewbacca to like level 30 or something. Not that level 30 costs you anything, is it like 1,000 credits or something?
Something like that.
And yeah,
I hope you're not saying anything bad about Clone Wars Chewbacca.
Let me put it this way, Davvo. I've got him at 7 stars. I've got Clone Wars Chewbacca at 7 stars. Have you?
Well,
touche.
Exactly. You don't. So I could
say. Have I said anything bad about him?
No, you're not allowed until he's 7 stars. Right. Moving on slightly. Obviously, these have all been added to the early nodes. I haven't seen a thing saying where they've moved the old characters, though.
Most of them with people. I think most of the nodes were actually Talia.
I think 2 of them
she
were.
Had so many nodes.
But like, looking at this list, I can see they've moved Jedi Consular, they've moved Ewok Scout, but it doesn't say they've moved Talia, so I don't know where she's gone. She might still be on another node. Yeah, I think you're right. She probably had like 4.
Any node has a 50% chance of just being Talia.
Look at the draw. And then they've made a change to the shipments, which I was massively surprised about. They've moved Stormtrooper Hand from Squad Arena to the Cantina Battle Store.
They have.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume that's because players have easier access to the Cantina than they do to Squad Arena tokens.
It's also probably because most of the requirements for a lot of places are in Squad Arena.
Yeah, I think.
They're already Princess Leia in the Squad Arena.
Yeah,
store,
so you can
CLS.
you can go for the CLS squad a little bit easier now.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's the new player update. Anyway, I think we're all happy with that. We're not going to complain.
It looks great.
I mean, the only thing that really affects us is the fact that we can farm Moff Gideon and stuff easier.
I will be farming Dark Trooper.
The only thing that affects us is the art.
Yeah, the artwork.
I don't like the new art, any of it.
You do not appear to be in a minority.
I dislike the portraits. I like the characters. I think it's a good update overall.
I just don't like old Ben with his whipped cream hair.
And Dumbo ears.
I don't notice anything wrong with his ears.
Really? Because you go back and look at the picture now, you will only see ears.
I see normal-sized ears.
Okay, maybe it's not that bad.
I wouldn't say they're big. They're more elf-like.
Sticky outy.
Yeah, they're probably film accurate. So next update they did was the quest system. They've changed the way the UI is for the quest system. So now that if you get a quest, you get like a nice little flash up thing on your main screen saying you've done 4 out of 5 or whatever, instead of that annoying droid popping up and just wrecking everything.
Ugh, that droid, worst character in the game.
Yeah.
Other than that weird fat slug guy.
Yeah, no one knows what's going on.
We expect a hut to be bad, but that droid,
he's just annoying. So they've done that. Quality of life update. Cantina store now shows the main reward on the campaign map, so you're not constantly clicking on every node trying to find the character you want to sim.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it's weird that that's on here as a quality of life improvement, and that I didn't think of it before. Because now that I think about it, I'm like, that's an amazing improvement. It saves me so much time.
It does make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
There's all the energy on the front page as well.
Yep, they put all the energy on the front page, which is a little confusing, actually, because there's now like 7 different colours or whatever going on, and I'm just like, it just reminds me of a bag of Skittles, and I'm like, which one's which? There's a lot of numbers going on as well.
Conquest and Mod are all next to each other, and they're all kind of blue.
Yeah, I think they could have split it a little bit better, or they could have put them above the various tables. So it could have said like, like in the middle of dark and light side battles, it could have had your energy count or something. That would have been quite useful as well.
That would get really cluttered.
Maybe. I guess it depends how they would do it. They might have to change the cantina a little bit. Other change, they changed the challenges so that when you sim your challenges, it now sims everything in one hit. So you don't have to like wait 5 seconds and click it again several times.
Oh, let's go.
They've done that. I did also notice that they added a new quest, which says if you do sim certain challenge levels, you get a reward of 6 carbontes. So good. But I didn't do it because I realized that you do challenge level 6 and everyone does challenge level 6 and the quest is for challenge level 5. So I was immediately like, what? Why hasn't it done the quest? And then I obviously looked, having to actually go into the challenges, which I hadn't done in 2 years. And I was like, oh, that's why. And then
why?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know why they didn't just put it on the highest level, but
aren't you going to like lose carbantes on average?
Yeah, you probably lose like 1 or something in order to gain 6. I don't know. I'll probably do it just to get the quest out of the way because there's enough bloody quests in that thing. And some of the quests they actually changed into being achievements rather than quests. Just as they were like, we want to declutter the quest screen, and I'm like, are you shitting me? Every Galactic Legend puts like 5 quests in here. It's already like absolutely heaving.
This is true.
I think they could have just done that better and just instead of having like 5 quests, just put it in 1 quest for each Galactic Legend.
Or at least do that once all the requirements are out. Because let's be honest, who's going to miss 4 titles? You can only use 1.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal.
I use a Jawa portrait anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of cooler portraits than the ones that come with the Galactic Legends.
Yeah,
No
I
offense
use
to using
Guardian
it as
of
a
the
Eternal one.
Wills.
I mean, we could do with actually some of the old portraits getting rid of and replacing with just newer ones, because a lot of them are kind of a bit just they're just not cool enough.
Give us a avatar portrait
You know what?
based on Ray's portrait.
I want a Jar Jar Binks portrait.
Everyone will want that.
Are
Be
they
able to
Stevie
look
Wonder,
constant-
Davvo?
Be able to constantly look at Ray's massive forehead.
That's going to be her new ultimate.
Maybe they want girls to go
Horrible,
into the
horrible.
hairdressers and go, "Can I have a haircut like Ray?"
From Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
I
Yeah.
can nearly do a haircut like Ray. All I'm saying.
And then
Not to flex or anything.
last but not least,
Yeah.
apparently there is a lot of bug fixes and stuff, and they go check the update notes, and then I'm like, am I not reading the update notes? And there's no link, so I don't know what those changes they're on about are. Could be anything.
I know one of them was you couldn't sim challenges.
Well, no,
I had
that
to play my challenges for the first time in 2 years.
yeah, that was because they hadn't enabled the server side. They pushed out the client update before the server update.
Lol.
But yeah, it was annoying. But yeah, but it was only annoying for 1 day. In fact, for a whole 5 minutes while I clicked the button several times. But there we go. Right, so
That was challenging content.
mate, it was so dull having to click that button. So that's all of the sort of big update that we got. Obviously, we also had the May the 4th rewards, gifts, or whatever they were. I didn't think much to the gifts this time. The gifts seem to be really random, and then sometimes you just like, oh, I'm getting stuff that I don't need. You know, like they gave out 5 negotiator shards, but they didn't give out malevolence, and it's like, well, I've done negotiator, but I haven't done malevolence.
I need both.
Well, yeah, well, you need both, and it's like, why couldn't you just give me 5 for each, and then I wouldn't feel like I just got some shop currency.
Well, they've never given malevolent shards, have they?
Didn't they give us 10 at one point?
No, I don't think they did. They gave us 10 negotiator. Because I remember
Yeah,
the
they've always
negotiator
kept
being started.
negotiators.
Right, okay. Maybe that's why. I don't know. And they obviously gave out Traya, they gave out General Kenobi, and I'm like, I've got all these.
Yeah, but my ult really appreciated it.
Oh, I bet you did.
And my
Yeah,
20
some
shards
people-
from Traya.
I mean, I'm not saying that things like Traya giving her out is a bad thing. The Sith raid's still hard content if you're not in a sort of, I don't know, 100 million guild. It could still be pretty tough unless you've got players that have really just gone for those teams.
Or one person has Supreme Leader Kylo Ren.
Yeah, or one person has Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which could happen. So yeah, that's all that. One thing that hasn't occurred though, which I was expecting, was the change to the Galactic Arena divisions. I was like, why haven't we seen this yet? You previewed this like in the last set of update notes, but it's not happened. You've like gone on to something else and forgot about it.
They did it before the season started as well.
Yeah, so I'm
And
like,
then proceeded not to change it.
yeah, it was kind of like, did someone forget to like turn this on or something? And now you're just keeping quiet.
No, I think they said they were going to do it in the next season, didn't they?
Isn't the next season going to be
After this
crappy
one.
3v3 though?
Yes, it is.
Damn you, 3v3.
You.
Snake, are you a fan of 3v3?
Snake is so disgusted he can't even answer.
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Oh, are you a fan of 3v3?
Yeah and no. Sometimes I like it, and other times I'm like, oh, God's sake, it's 3v3. Why?
I'm
But
finding that nearly all my opponents can't be bothered to play.
I mean, you do get some decent teams out of 3v3. Some that don't look like they should work, but really do.
Team Dick Punch.
Yeah, Team Dick Punch is a specialty. I've seen some quite interesting teams. I can't think now, but I saw one. I was like, "What is this?" And then it totally just obliterated me. And once I preloaded it, that was it. There was no turning back.
I've found that happens sometimes where like somebody puts in a subpar character, but they've modded them to be crazy fast, and then all of a sudden they go first, and you get that series of unfortunate events, and you're like, how did this happen? Then you go back and check the mods, and you're like, oh, whoops, I should have looked at the mods.
Yeah.
I've had that a few times. So yeah, we're missing that.
I did come across a Turkington fleet that surprised me. Had Sith. Let me check. It had Sith Fighter as an opener, and then where's it gone?
Do 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 do.
It had the Imperial Bomber as a opener, and I can't remember. I think it was Vader's ship, and I was quite surprised that tore me to pieces.
The Sith fleets are actually really good. You just don't see them because Sith Fighter and the Sith Bomber are just such a pain to farm.
But I'm doing them anyway.
Yeah, well, you should do now, because, like, you know, when you go, oh, I've got Sith Eternal, I've had to Relic 7 the Marauder, it's like, why have you not gone a ship? Like, that's a really good ship.
Sith Assassin I'm working.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Um,
passion project.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's a good fleet. It's just, you just don't see it because it's a pain in the ass to get. I feel like all the fleets are... the fleets all feel more difficult now because none of them are accelerated.
Yeah.
Oh, which makes me think now, right? They've just changed all the starter characters. What are they doing with the starting fleet? Because the starting fleet used to be like, here you go, have Clone Sergeant's thing, have Jedi Consular's ship. And it's like, well, you don't have those characters now.
Yeah, that'd be pretty useless.
Maybe they'll give you Anakin and Ahsoka's ship.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. But Moff Gideon and Dark Trooper don't have a ship, but you could still give them Kylo Ren's ship.
Yeah.
I mean, Rey's got a ship, but there's no Finn. You'd have to give them Finn as well at the same time, I guess.
I don't even have Finn yet.
What? Not even by accident?
I just haven't farmed him. I'm still missing 10 shards.
I can't remember when I did, but I know it. But I have done. Okay, well, I guess that's all of the main update stuff. The next thing that's happened is obviously the next Bad Batch character has appeared. It is, I don't know, Captain Hook wannabe Echo.
Rude.
You know, he's got like no hand.
If you knew the trauma that man had gone through, you wouldn't be destroying him.
But they've replaced his hand with like a laser pointer or something.
Yeah, going through getting your hand eaten by a crocodile is no laughing matter, Raid.
Okay, well, I didn't know he got his hand eaten by a crocodile, but it looks like he's lost his whole arm.
Try watching the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
I think he meant Hook from Captain Hook.
Yeah.
Well, watch the Clone Wars anyway.
Well, it could be crocodiles in Star Wars.
It looks
I
like
said
he's
last
got
time, my references are wasted here.
It
It
just
looks
goes
like
over
he's
my
got a
head.
Phillips screwdriver head attached to the end of his arm.
Yeah, or it's I keep thinking it's like the laser beam that's going to cut James Bond in half or something.
Looks like his missus is very happy.
Echo with pleasure attachments.
Good.
Okay. So yeah, this character's just come out, and I know Andy, you've just been watching some videos of people leveling him up really high and then just smashing people to bits with him. And you were saying that he's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I only saw him on kind of CLS and Grievous team. I think like from what we're used to in new characters, I think Grievous is kind of that yardstick as whether something's usable or not. Like maybe not for everything, but like you can go through Grievous. It's like okay, we might have a use for this guy in Grand Arena or not. So, and it wasn't just like Scarmando where like you're solely relying on whistling birds to take out Grievous, and then you slowly pick off the rest while maybe you lose a couple of characters, and like they're like seriously just dunking on it. I haven't seen the rest of it, so I can't comment on it too much. But
That was
just having in with a base speed of the same as Moff Gideon's already an awesome start. So
yeah, it's pretty fast. And it looks like it does a lot of effects going on. I mean, the whole squad's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I do feel
so-
the Bad Batch are aimed at taking out Grievous squads.
I mean, it would make sense being separatist killers.
Yeah. Do you want to go through Echo's kit? Go for it quickly.
Probably a good idea.
I think he's only got like 3 abilities, so it won't take long. So he
Three abilities
is
are unique.
he is a support Bad Batch clone trooper Galactic Republic, and he is light side. His basic is deal physical damage to target enemy and grant defense up and evasion up for 2 turns to the weakest clone trooper ally who doesn't have them. And that obviously ties into his unique, but not quite as good as you might think. His first special, 1 step ahead, cooldown 3. Inflict buff immunity on target enemy for 2 turns. Inflict expose on all enemies for 2 turns. Dispel all debuffs on target other clone trooper ally and call them to assist. If that ally was Bad Batch, this buff immunity can't be dispelled, and Echo increases the target's cooldowns by 1, excluding Galactic Legends. This attack can't be evaded. That's quite a lot of text. Already I'm thinking you're going to stack this guy for potency. But then doesn't one of them give out potency?
Yeah.
His second special, it's cooldown 3. Clone Trooper allies gain evasion up for 2 turns. Dispel all buffs on all enemies and inflict daze and healing immunity for 2 turns. For each buff dispelled, Clone Trooper allies gain 10% offense until the end of their next turn, and Bad Batch allies gain 5% turn meter. This attack can't be evaded or resisted. So he inflicts daze and healing immunity for 2 turns, and it can't be evaded or resisted. That's pretty good.
sorry to interrupt you. Bit of breaking news.
Okay.
He dunks all over Jedi Master Luke.
Oh.
Okay. No, I can call.
Wow.
Very nice, very nice.
I mean, I'd imagine that he might do that to all the Galactic Legends with the amount of stuff going on in the Bad Batch.
Yeah, I just watched him battle the Jedi Knight Revan lead with JML and Watt, and it just I don't think they even touched him. It's interesting. That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Who did he use as the 5th?
I think it's Barris again.
Okay, and then his unique, which is his Zeta. Whenever a clone trooper ally gains or loses a buff from a Bad Batch ally's ability, they recover 4% health and protection, doubled for Bad Batch allies. Whenever a Bad Batch ally inflicts a debuff on an enemy, that enemy loses 8% protection. If the enemy has less than 50% protection and more than 50% health, they also lose 8% health. This excludes raid bosses and Galactic Legends. Which again is a bit of a mouthful. But yeah, he just putting out mass daze and healing immunity that can't be evaded or resisted is just pretty horrible.
Yeah. That's incredible.
And it does also make me think, like, if they've just gone and made a 4-character team that basically has like almost every buff and debuff available to them, how can they make another team?
Another team or another member of the team?
No, just another team, because this team does everything.
I mean, I think they're missing a primary healer. But apart from that, yeah.
I think that's why he's using Barris.
Does Hunter's Lead do anything for other Galactic Republic or Jedi?
I think so.
Okay. I don't know. I think we've definitely got one guy in the guild who's going to have all of these characters.
He already does, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, he's already got them, obviously, from the marquees, but, you know, they're kind of like, they're stuck at 3-star, which is kind of meh. It'll be just
gear 11.
Yeah, well, I know he's our clone guy. He loves his clones, so kind of expected.
He's definitely going hard after them.
Yeah, do any of you guys think you would get this squad?
After watching first episode, no spoilers. Yes.
Okay, so it's definitely not the game that's made you want them. It's the show.
Yeah, 100%.
They're cool enough that you would go for them all.
I mean, I don't base it off what's meta. I base it off what's cool.
That is your go-to.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm not sure, mostly because I feel like I've got a million things to work on. But getting a 3-star team is just not going to do me any favours.
Be interesting to see how they come out. Go on, Davvo.
You are looking to aim towards more light side Geonosis, and this team looks like it's going to be at least as good as normal clones, if not better.
Well, there's a thing there, isn't there? Because they don't have 5s to sacrifice himself and give them like an absolute shit ton of health, protection, and speed.
They may not need it. Echo's already insanely fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of buffs they're giving out, you probably won't need sacrifice.
Well, as I was saying to Andy, I kind of thought that this team might have trouble with the Magna Guard because a lot of their abilities seem to hit like several enemies at once. So you'll keep hitting the Magna Guard, so you'll probably keep taunting. I don't know. I'd have to probably play it. It might not be as bad, but that was my first thought with it because that's what kind of does the Padme squad. But even though you can dispel it, you can't use your best abilities because you keep triggering the taunt.
Doesn't one of them dispel? Oh no, because he can't.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? So you'd have to keep the daze on him all the time. That'd be your only sort of means of stopping the Magna Guard. But I don't think it'll be too bad. They'll probably be a good squad. I would be interested to see how good they are with the Arc Trooper, because then that means that you might be able to use them for the cam mission. The only thing that will do you is you won't obviously have Shakti in there, who's obviously quite a good character to have.
I suppose you could have Cody. He would call them all to attack again.
You could, but then you
think
you have to be the leader or something. Do
No.
some of that. I know Cody's got like quite a good lead, hasn't he, for clones?
I mean, I feel like
Looks like they struggle against gas.
I wouldn't be surprised. all the counterattacks.
Yeah, because you throw all those debuffs out, and then Rex just cleanses it all, and then they just go mental. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously you've got to drop gas, and he's going to keep counterattacking your dudes, and you can't stick any debuffs to him because he keeps self cleansing.
looks like he's getting around it by using hand solo, but obviously that's not viable because it's like you're just ripping that off CLS. So
Yeah.
I really don't like it when he does this kind of thing because it's like, oh yeah, you can throw in any character against it, but doesn't really prove anything because you can throw like Sif Eternal or Wat Tambor into any team, immediately like ramps it up. So like you're not really proving much by going, oh yeah, if you take this amazing character away from another team, it helps.
Or, yeah,
okay,
like
thanks for that.
any character we released, we'll just put him with Sith Eternal. Look how amazing he is.
So it's like,
well, would you believe if you put this?
really...
You put this little boy pilot from episode 1 next to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, he can kill the opposing team.
What, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren can?
Yeah, that's the point though, isn't it? It's like, if you stick anything next to like a Galactic Legend or a really high, a powerful level Legend character, it's like, well, you're not really showing off the potential of your squad, are you? You're just crutching on this other character.
Putting in hand stops any gas team.
Yeah, Han Solo is really still a plug-and-play character. It's just better in CLS than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, he is great. So yeah, there's so the thing that we're not allowed to kind of talk about because of spoilers is there is a 5th guy for this squad.
That's a potential.
So we could have the 5th guy at some point. But there we go. At the
Sorry
moment,
about this.
no, well, yeah. Maybe we should have just forced you to watch the episode before doing this recording, but there we go.
Yeah, come on, Davvo. I even watched it with my son before this recording.
I haven't seen it, nor do I
I'm waiting for an opportunity to watch it with my brother.
Screw brother love.
Your brother's like your best Star Wars pal.
Think of YouTube, Davvo. You'll never make it anywhere if you're waiting for family. Our 5 listeners are waiting.
All 5 of them. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I don't really think there's anything we can really say much more on for these guys, because until somebody starts putting them into Lightside Geonosis or into any of the raids, you're just not really going to know anything about them. It's very hard to tell how they're going to perform because it's a whole squad rather than just a single character.
I mean, quite a few days until someone puts them into Lightside Geo.
The other problem that I kind of feel is going to happen as well is that anybody who puts them into those events is going to have wailed so much on them that the characters are probably all going to be Relic 7 anyway. And it's like, well, Relic 7 characters generally do quite well. It's not like they're going to...
They can do well in Lightside Geo.
Well, they will do. They've got enough stuff going on.
If you got to have sort of the mods to back them up as well.
Do we know how to mod Bad Batch yet?
I think you just put tanky mods on the big guy, speed mods on Mr. Captain Hook, and that's about that.
Offense and speed on Hunter.
Yeah, I think you just
speed.
Just stack them all with speed except for Wrecker, and then just make him durable.
Honestly, I do worry about some people sometimes. Like, you put Moff Gideon in the 4th lineup, and it's like it's improved it, and there's people shouting, "Oh my god, this is going to shift the meta," and I'm like, no, it's not, because nobody's going to run that. Like it doesn't. In what event are you going to run Moff Gideon with these guys? Like, you're not going to. You can't do it in Lightside Geonosis.
Eventually, because the whales will continue running Galactic Legends, and everyone else won't be able to run Bad Batch in Arena for a long time. So in about a year, maybe it'll make a dent.
I think they want quite a lot of Kairos as well as a squad. Sure, someone was saying they want like 800 Kairos across the whole team.
Archangel was complaining about they need a lot of cryos.
Well, so, that's pretty much any new character brought in, isn't it?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, Kairos are slowly becoming the second stun guns.
Yeah.
Not slowly, at a rapid
they-
pace.
Yeah. I think it
become-
depends where you are in the game, because if you're an earlier player, you can go, well, my at gear 8, they're still reasonably viable, or I don't need to relic stuff as much. But as soon as you get to the end game, you're like, nope, everything has to be gear 12, or it's gear 12 7-star, or it's completely useless, or it has to be relic, or it's completely useless.
I've been having
Funny
trouble with
thing
Cryotech.
is, they introduced Kyrotech as a branded relief to the gear crunch, and
Yeah,
that's
and
just
you know
not
what?
true.
It would have been a
There
relief
is still
to-
the same gear crunch,
It's worse.
but they are also another gear crunch.
Yeah, if they'd have just left it as a finisher piece only thing, it wouldn't have been a problem. But the fact that you
People would have just
need it for regular gear pieces, and it's 50 of each piece as well. I mean, if it was just like, oh, you only need 50 of this one to make a thing and 50 of that one to make the other thing, it would have been not as bad. But the fact that you need 50 of both is like, so freaking
And the fact
expensive.
that you need so many shock prods compared to
Yeah.
The only upside to that is you actually get it from doing challenge 1 on all the.
Oh, the daily gives you like
Like-
3 or something, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, every now and again.
whereas stun guns, there is no way to passively farm them.
No,
No,
you have to suck that up.
You have
stun
to buy
guns are
them from the
currently
shops.
crippling my gas farm massively.
Who are you working on?
Or droids, Padme,
The droids are so bad.
Kenobi.
It's such a crippling thing to do. I feel like there are so many crippling things to do in this game that you move past it and you forget about the pain until you do something else, and you
Yeah.
think that's the next worst thing. Separatist droids have to be almost the worst thing that you can do in terms of gear. They are absolutely horrendous for stun guns and carbontes. But you do get a good team at the end of it. You know what I mean? It's not like you did the Jedi Master Luke requirements and have to give Rolo 400 gold eyeballs that she just flushes down the toilet. You know what I mean? It's not quite the same level of bad as that, but it's still pretty horrific trying to go through all those characters at the same time.
Yeah.
Just not fun.
No. Right, lads. Any last words you want to say before we close this up?
Cheers for joining us, Snake.
My pleasure, guys.
Hope you've had a good time.
Nothing from me.
No, I have no words.
Right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Like the snake.
We'll see you next time.